Imagine sitting on your deathbed, looking back at your life and the memories that you spent with your friends or your family, the things that you've accomplished, the places you went, but in reality, you didn't do any of it. Instead, you spent your life and your years sulking and scrolling on social media, wishing that you lived someone else's life instead of just building your own. This could be you and I, and more importantly, our children. And this doesn't happen because we choose to pick up our phones. It's because the moment we feel an ounce of insecurity, boredom, or sadness, the app has no natural place for us to stop. One video rolls onto the next, and then the next, and not because we decided to keep going, because the feature is built so that we never even have to decide. Have you ever heard of the term doom scrolling? Well, that's what I'll be talking about today. And I'm asking you to support banning the two specific features responsible for it, infinite scroll and autoplay. Because a feature engineered to remove our ability to stop doesn't deserve a permanent place in our back pocket. To make this case, I'll walk you through the significance of it and why it continues to go unchecked and exactly what we should do about it. Now, what is the problem? Researchers have found that over 1 billion people spend an average of 3 hours a day scrolling on social media. And a 2024 study published in BMC Psychology surveyed over 1,600 adolescents across 3 high schools and found that short-term video addiction was directly linked to worse sleep quality and higher social anxiety. This is not a problem limited to one platform or one age group either. It's happening across every single app, to nearly every kind of user, and every single day. Is it really a coincidence that Netflix writers have started spelling out plot points multiple times because they know that we are half watching with a phone in our hand? Is it a coincidence that according to the CDC, the suicide rate for teen girls in the US doubled between 2007 and 2015, the exact years that smartphones and social media became part of our daily lives? Though researchers can't say social media is the single cause of this, suicide is shaped by many overlapping factors. But they can say that the timing lines up too closely to ignore, with cyberbullying, social comparison, and yes, addictive design plausibly explains part of that rise. Nearly of what a user sees, the Wall Street Journal found 90 to 95% of TikTok content is chosen by an algorithm built for one job: maximizing watch time. It has no setting for this is good for the user. It only optimizes for this keeps them here and this keeps them engaged. So you might be wondering, why do we keep consuming content that isn't good for us? Why do we keep scrolling when it does nothing but make us lazy or insecure? And I'll tell you why. Have you ever been to a casino? If you haven't, no problem. Just unlock your phone and open TikTok. Infinite scroll and autoplay aren't neutral design choices. They're built using the same psychological principle that makes slot machines addictive, a variable ratio reward system, where you never know exactly when the next satisfying piece of content will show up. So you keep going to find out. And we're not weak for falling for it. We're the intended audience, the intended targets of it. In 2021, the Wall Street Journal built a TikTok account that showed interest in nothing but sadness. It never searched for that content. It simply paused a few extra seconds on videos that touched on it. And within 33 minutes, 93% of everything the algorithm fed that account was about depression. William Chaselot, a former Google engineer who helped build YouTube's own recommendation system, reviewed findings like this one and explained it plainly. These algorithms are built to find the content a person is most vulnerable to, not what they enjoy the most. This is what keeps them watching the longest. This is a carefully articulated design and nothing close to just an accident. By removing every stopping point, these features shift your brain into what researchers can call autopilot mode. And in February of 2026, the European Commission formally accused TikTok of exactly this. Regulators found the platform failed to accurately assess how infinite scroll, autoplay, and constant content rewards fuel compulsive use. As long as more scrolling time means more advertising revenue, this pattern will continue for as long as we allow it to. Now, what should we do? And how do we overcome this? We start by banning social media platforms from using infinite scroll and autoplay, and require they be placed with real stopping points like a "you're all caught up" scene or a pause that kicks in after a set amount of continuous scrolling. We've become so hardwired that we believe that we need to constantly consume content, that we don't question whether it's actually good for us, and most people don't even realize it's taking a toll until it already has. It's already happening. The European Union is moving forward with legislation to ban infinite scroll and autoplay and similar addictive design features. Even in the United States, Senator Josh Hawley introduced the SMART Act back in 2019. That means lawmakers on both sides of the Atlantic have already looked at this exact problem, landed on this exact solution, and what's missing in the US is finishing what's already been started. The plan isn't to ask platforms to remove any content, and it isn't trying to ask anybody to use social media with force. People can still scroll as long as they want. All this does is put that natural pause back and give us that choice again, which we deserve. Now, some of you are probably thinking that it's just people needing self-control. Companies like Instagram have even said in court that addiction isn't a real clinical diagnosis. But here's why that doesn't hold up. Self-control assumes that there's a natural stopping point to exercise that. Infinite scroll is specially engineered to remove that stopping point altogether. Regulators overseas already rejected this exact argument, finding that screen time tools platforms currently offer easy to dismiss don't meaningfully help people regain control. You can't out-willpower a system that was built, tested, and refined specifically to make you lose track of time. The problem was never self-control. It is about a design that was built to defeat it. Go back to that person on their deathbed, the one who spent their entire lives scrolling instead of living. That version of their future isn't inevitable. By right now, it's being engineered, one autoplaying video at a time, and by a feature to make sure you never quite reach a place to stop, because they don't want you to. We know the fix already exists. Lawmakers in Europe are already requiring it. A US senator already proposed it years ago, but what's missing is a solution and a will to fix it here. So next time you open an app and look up 3 hours later, wondering where the time went, remember that banning this doesn't take anything away from you. If anything, it just gives you your quality of life back.